Oh, there we go. Sorry. None of that's been on recorded. David.
Can I just ask a question about that development? Does it go up to the boundaries of the nature reserve, Portbury Wharf Nature Reserve? Do you know?
I don't really know. There's no indication of the land of the particular area. I mean, if you look at the Ordnance Survey map of the field layouts, their boundary comes up to the edge of one of the public rights of way going through there, with the one that leads through to the sewage works. And I suspect it's the fields that do lie between that boundary and the nature reserve. And you took me right out to that perimeter car park, which I've walked past on the public right of way, but not peering over the land which they wish to expand onto.
And you said there's been an objection to that, Mike, or
Well, has that? All they've done is submitted their objection to the local plan in terms of its removal from the greenbelt, which North Somerset I don't think want to see happen. Unlike the situation up here, which is, the EIA and whatnot, which we discussed last month.
you say it's removal from the green belt?
It's currently in the greenbelt,
Yeah.
and they're contesting its removal.
Oh,
they want it removed from the greenbelt so they can develop it.
It's interesting, Dana, because there's an application to build on land on Portbury Wharf Nature Reserve, which I think we talked about previously, but it falls within Portbury's parish council's jurisdiction, so we don't get to see it in our planning application. So I guess the question is, is there anything we can do as a town council with something that's outside our boundary for a resource that's actually used mainly by our residents?
Well, I mean, in terms of what they're planning to do, it will certainly have an impact on us. I mean, there'll be a lot more light pollution, which residents on the top of the hill would certainly look down on from Portishead. And so, and it's a further encroachment into the green barrier between us and them. A major incursion into that land. And of course, it's very debatable as to the necessity of it all.
I'm happy to look into it a little bit, and I think we should certainly alert the friends of Portbury Wharf Nature Reserve that this is happening.
Well, potentially. I mean, if they own Marsh Lane Farm, which they bought donkeys of years ago, didn't they? And they've now got car parks on substantial sections of that. And this Shipway Farm could be the next block going. And it just saddens me. It saddens most people, I think, that it would be tarmacked over and just have cars parked on it. So it begs the question. I mean, one of their arguments, of course, is that it's land around the curtilage of the dock itself is being removed from car parking because they're building other facilities. I mean, bitumen's coming in now. Oh no, that was Avonmouth, but molasses are coming in. Well, sorry, they've already got that there, but they're putting some more storage in for that sort of material. And they put another huge, great big bulk shed up on what was previously land that they parked vehicles on. So yeah, it's rather sort of begs the question, could they put up multi-story car parks there for...
I don't know if you remember, Mike, but many years ago, your father did some work on that, because it seems they've got almost a standing permission to build out wherever they can to facilitate the dock. And I think your dad did some work on multi-story car parking as a way of dealing with that. He did discuss with me many years ago the fact that he thought that you could put in multi-story car parking, but assembled in such a way that it could be converted into different types of storage area or office space at some point in the future.
Okay.
So I guess it's been doing the rounds for a long time and will continue to do the rounds. But of course, there's nothing cheaper than just flattening an area of land and parking cars on it. And I think that's the problem.
Well, that you're right. Yes, I mean I did raise the question yesterday. He quoted a square meterage cost for going up, and yeah, it's obviously substantially more than just putting a car park down. They've got 5-story blocks in Southampton, but he was saying that those are mostly export cars. They fill it up with export cars. The ship comes in, they empty the car park, and off the ship goes. Whereas in here in Portbury, of course, they're all imports, and they're just waiting for buyers to be distributed around the country. None of which are now going by rail at all. Okay, let's move on. Public participation. No one here. So we'll go straight into the planning applications. No, no. And 0186, which is the old orchard, Newlands Hill, proposed erection of a canopy front porch, loft conversion with the creation of a flat roof rear dormer, front roof lights and siting of PV panels, fenestration alterations, including the replacement of all windows and installation of bifold patio doors to the rear elevation. And I don't think there was no comments online, unless you've had a further update.
Mike, I was just going to ask, I think it's an issue that Bob raised a couple of meetings back. Given, I mean, I looked at the online comments. I think I went online on Saturday or Sunday.
Mm.
So I know at that point, the only online comments were a couple of supporting comments for one of the applications. Given that we can't, there may have been some submitted in the meantime. I don't know, has anyone been on more recently and looked at?
Like you, as a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's not available.
What do we think? Do we think just so in terms of our decision making, let it go, assuming there are no major comments on that?
Well, what did you feel personally? I mean, I didn't feel there was anything untoward about the proposals.
No, I didn't. No.
Any comments from anyone else?
No, quite happy with the proposals.
Move, no objection. Okay, I'll seconded. All in favour? Right, fine. Good. 0412, 19 Glenwood Rise, non-material amendment to application from last year, demolition of porch and erection of a single-storey extension to the northeast elevation to allow for a reduction in the size of the approved single-storey extension, to allow for the emission of the northeast and southwestern windows to the study and emission of the southeastern shower room window. The addition of one new window to the northwest elevation of the study in lieu of the original full height glazing, addition of the roof lights, shower and the WC. So again, no comments, nothing significant in my terms. Any proposal? No objection. David, seconded by Tim. All in favour? Thank you. What's next? 0413, which is the same. Why is this one? Oh, this is the full one, and it was a non-material amendment for the previous one, wasn't it? So, are we dittoing on this one?
Yep.
Yep. Ditto. No objections. Okay. Portishead branch line 0458, 0562 and 0626, three of them. And they are all fairly similar. It's the environmental protection team have no comments. The conservation and heritage, they made no comments. So it's to do with the noise management plan, the material management plan, the communication plan, temporary fencing plan, the artificial lighting plan, and the works associated with the construction company, Morgan Sindall, and the restoration of the sites afterwards. And Morgan Sindall were there on in Pill yesterday, and I'm sure most of you went to the Portishead consultation, didn't you? Yeah. Right. Proposed by Roger, seconded by Martin, all in favour of that lot. Thank you. 0488, non-material amendment again, 3 Brendan Road, to the application from last year. Actually, the Glenwood Rise one was previous year, wasn't it? Was it 24? Yeah, I think it was. And this is the front porch to allow for an increase in the size of the front porch by 300 mil. No comments online.
Didn't think that 300 mil would make that much difference, really.
No.
Talking about
Hmm.
No objection.
Proposal, seconded by Tim. No objections. Right, and the next one is 05112, 36 Slade Road, lawful development for the proposed erection of a single-story rear infill extension. And again, I don't think zero online, zero comments. It's unlikely to impact the neighbours. I didn't have any objection to it. Proposer, David, seconded by Martin. No objection then. Thank you. Quarterstack Keys 0532, certificate of lawfulness for the proposed use of a moored vessel as clubhouse of Portishead Cruising Club. Have you looked at it? Have you seen a photograph of the actual craft they want to use? It came from Cardiff, I think, where it was used as a pleasure craft from sort of, having little dock cruises and things because it's glass roofed and lots of glass windows all around it. Roger.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got no issue with the certificate of lawfulness or the use of a boat as a clubhouse, except for the fact that I'm not convinced that this shouldn't be dealt with by a full planning application. And we're taking a pleasure craft, aren't we? So something that's not normally used as a clubhouse and converting its use to a clubhouse, that could have some significant impact on the residents in the area. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But we don't know because we haven't got a full planning application that takes all those things into account. So for me, I think that this should be a full planning application, but I've got no idea whether or not there's any grounds for that. But if we could comment along the lines that we'd prefer to see this dealt with as a full planning application, that might help.
I think from what I read, there's a technicality, isn't there, in respect to what they want to do and what they applied for previously, which got rejected. And this is a resubmission in a sense. And now they have a craft. I mean, they do state that it's only going to be used for particular hours and it won't cause any nuisance to neighbours and so on and so forth. And I couldn't see on the plan where it was planned to be located on the marina. No. There were no comments online from any of the residents.
So it's Roger right then.
I don't know.
We ought to see a bit more.
Roger's planning to make a proposal about this, are you?
Yeah, so I propose that we just put a comment back to say that that we think it should be dealt with by a full planning application because of the change of use and the potential impact to the residents in the area.
Do you have a seconder?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Martin seconded it.
So sure local residents were consulted. Because I guess with this, they maybe haven't consulted local residents.
Happy to add that part in.
They certainly would be if it was a full planning application, wouldn't they? And it might be better for them to state where they're planning to propose it. I mean, they must have some negotiation with boat folk or whoever they're now renamed. I think they have moved on, haven't they? There's a different companies.
Premier, the new company is taking over.
Premier. Oh. Forgot about these on the screen. So, are we all in favour of that then? Yes. Roger's suggestion. Okay, thank you. 0570, full application, 8 South Road, proposed conversion of existing lower ground floor storage to form habitable space, creation of side entryway with external stairway and fenestration alterations throughout, including the installation and alteration of windows, doors and roof lights. I didn't see any objections online. Yeah, there weren't any when I looked. I had no issues with this. No.
Seems to be, it suits what's around it.
Yeah, yeah. It's an old shop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or was?
Yeah, it's still a shop. So
Yes, they were.
Grocery
That's right.
shop, they shut down, then the shop next door was a barber, and that shop, they objected to it, they complained.
Uh-huh.
Always people coming in and the fridges and all sorts.
Ah.
Quite interested back in the 1980s.
Oh, those were the days. Okay, so Martin, you proposed that, no objections, seconded by David, all in favour. Thank you. 0572 43A Nor Road, proposed erection of a two-storey side extension with rear balcony and infill entryway extension. Thermal upgrade of existing dwelling, including replacement of existing roof with new, including the installation of roof lights and PV panels, fenestration and finishing alterations alongside the siting of an air source heat pump. Landscaping alterations to include the creation of a side terrace. Okay, any comments from the floor? Where are we?
Has anyone been able to see if there's any comments online?
Mm-hmm.
Quite a large rear extension, isn't it? But it
Yeah.
looked okay in terms of the 45-degree rule and everything else.
Yeah, it didn't strike me as being a difficulty in the neighbourhood. Any proposals from the floor? Shall we propose an objection? Subject to neighbours or subject to
Subject to neighbours.
neighbours? That's it up there, is it?
That's all road.
That's the road. We'll change the glasses. Yes, that's.
It's quite difficult to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Nor Road, Grace, I think. Oh, have we moved on from Albert Road?
Hmm?
Have we moved on from Albert Road?
We don't have them, Jack.
Oh, sorry.
No.
We are still on Knoll Road.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Moving on.
Did we vote?
Did we vote on that?
Yeah, we thought so, didn't we?
Okay, mate.
All in favour? No objections.
Okay.
Where is Albert Road in our agenda then?
It's because of what happened with the
Fall
late
down.
addition of portals. It's actually later number. So it's between it's up 2 ahead. That's already on the agenda. One that's not my no, it's list.
I've been through those. Oh,
No.
oh, okay. Yeah. So I've jumped a page, haven't I?
No, it's because of
Page 4.
You were on page 3 when they giving us a start of page 4.
Good. So Lady Mead. 0574. Another LDP. And this is for Lady Mead. For the proposed erection of a single-story extension to the southwest elevation to create a utility room. Any comments? I didn't have any comments to make, and I don't think there are any online. Okay, proposer,
No objection.
no objection, proposed, seconded. No. Okay, thank you. The next one's not a planning application, so it's the communication pole, 12 meters high, going up outside number 6 Slade Road. So Albert Roads 0598, full application 24, proposed demolition of existing detached garage, a conservatory and rear extension, erection of a part two-story, part single-story rear extension, window alterations to all elevations and expansion of hard standing. This is down on the bottom of the cul-de-sac, and it, in my view, didn't have much impact on the adjoining property or properties, one of which has already kind of gone out anyway. And so, yes, I don't think there are any objections online. So, well, from neighbours or comments. Any comments from you? Floor? No objection then? Poser? Tim, seconded by David, all in favour, no. Yeah, that's that one. And then 184 Badger Rise, 0619, proposed direction of a single-storey rear extension and first floor side extension above the existing garage. No comments online. And I didn't feel there was any contention on this one. No. Proposed then, me, seconded by Martin. No objection all rounds. 0623, full application, Westholm Lake Road. Proposed direction of a single-storey front extension to connect the existing lower ground floor office and garage to provide self-contained guest accommodation. The property in question has had quite a lot of work done over a recent period, and the connection is between what was the former garage and the side. So they lose the double garage, but create additional accommodation.
So, say much about the parking issue, is that?
Well, it's just uncovered parking, isn't it, outside? I think there's plenty of space, by the look of it anyway.
But, yeah, no objection, no.
I didn't have any comment,
Like,
really.
much as
Sorry, Roger, yeah.
Yeah, just to say, I'm sure there's no problem with parking space around there, but I'm not 100% certain. So should we put no objections subject to parking regulations being met? Because
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's quite a large house, isn't it? So it should, yeah, they're actually adding extra accommodation. We should make sure they've got sufficient parking for it.
Okay.
Looks like you're looking something up, David.
I think there probably is enough room, but depending on how many cars are needed. But of course, yeah, with turning the garage into a accommodation, they're going to lose that kind of flexibility, aren't they? And I guess the other impact with this application is it's bringing windows closer to the frontage of Lake Road, but that's no different from other houses close by, albeit of slightly different designs.
It's just the parking, I think, I wanted to
So I
clear.
agree with Roger. Just
Whilst you're looking at that, the barrier between Lake Road and the property, it's a wall, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wall. So, Grace, you've got those comments from Roger in relation to the parking, and no objection throughout committee. Right, thank you. So lastly on this batch, 271 Down Road, 0628, full application, proposed dormer roof extension incorporating a front gable and front and rear dormers to create additional living accommodation, demolition of the existing side rear conservatory and erection of a new single-storey extension to provide utility space and alterations to external materials. This was quite large, wasn't it, in terms of the rear dormer? But a number of houses have already done this. The precedent's already been set.
it's not increasing the roof line, is it? Those things.
No, it comes out on the ridge, doesn't it? So from that point of view, it's quite extensive, but it's all been done before. I don't think there are any objections online. But, any comments? No objections. Proposer David, seconded by Martin. No objection all round. Okay, so we got what, 5 trees, 6 trees listed there. Any comments on any of them? The one I wanted to flag up was 121A High Street, which is the 30369, And the reason being is that this is actually on the property of the Churchill block down there, and it's a very large walnut tree. And it's a rather sad fact that they want to remove it. And I have been notified, David told me that it's in fact causing issues to the pavement and the wall, correct?
I went to see it, and just from the side of the residential home, or the flats, you can't see any pavement being elevated, so that might be on the other side of the wall. But you can certainly see that the brick wall behind the tree has got separations on it. So you can understand the concern of the people who live in the single property next to it have with it. Like you, Mike, it's a nice tree, isn't it? It's non-native though, and yeah.
Right. Anyway, let Jason make the decision. So, okay. Any further comments on any of the tree applications? Late applications and consultations. Do we have any? Nope. Highway improvement applications, and we have a couple, which are 11A, reference number 47, request to consider speed restrictions and other traffic calming measures to reduce speeding on Slade Road, Portishead.
What are you saying?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. Did she suddenly?
maybe she has a scale model of Slade Road that she's going to bring down to show you what the restrictions are going to be.
Sort of.
Can I just ask? This is a request from a resident, is it? That's come in
I assume
on
so.
our usual form, and this is for us to say yes, we agree, or no, we don't agree, and then it goes to North Somerset and disappears into the big pit that is work to be done.
I think so. It hasn't come through me. Has it come through you, Tim? Slade Road speeding.
You have some info here.
No.
Two. So I didn't move. Let's just. So that 47 is that one.
Right, so yes, this is a resident at 19 Slade Road, and she has made a proposal for a 20-mile-an-hour speed signs on Slade Road, plus speed bumps, because it's usual comments really. It's being used as a rat run. A lot of children park cars. Over the last few years, more and more of our cars are getting damaged, wing mirrors coming off, etc., etc. So that's why safety is paramount to our children, and to avoid damage to our cars, my neighbours, especially at number 25 and 28, get the full brunt of the damage. Is this at the top end of Slade, I think?
Yeah, it's at the junction at the end that abuts Nor Road. Yeah. But we have got this. Grace sent this round as a PDF, so we should all have got the original form.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks.
It seems like a reasonable request. It's one of many roads in the area where residents are asking for speed restrictions, which I'd always support.
Well, if the 20-mile-an-hour was extended up cab stand, of course, to beyond that junction, then it would be logical to take it down to at least Coombe Road, in the other direction.
But they're asking for speed bumps as well, which are sometimes a contentious issue.
Roger.
Yeah, so I know that part of Slade Road. I go up and down there a fair amount during the day. It's a very tight road with limited visibility. I honestly don't see cars speeding up and down there at all when I travel through that area, because it would be it would be awful to speed up and down there anyway. I doubt many cars get above 20 miles an hour. Is it overkill on such a narrow and heavily parked road to put in a speed restriction and speed bumps? And is this a floodgates issue? Because if we do say yes to one, we have to say yes to all of them. And are there not other more worthy roads in Portishead that have bigger problems that would take priority over this?
Well, yes, point taken, Roger, but we don't live there. She does. So we can only really go on what she's been telling us as a
I
resident.
completely take your point, Roger, but I think I sort of sense my role is to support residents who've got concerns on this, and it comes out of North Somerset's budget, which isn't ours. And if we think there is a concern there, I mean, like there is on Beach Road West, which is 30 miles an hour. I think we can but try, but be realistic that there are other things in the pipeline that are probably going to take priority, and we're still, the North Road speeding issues, where the speeds that people reach are, excessive, have still not been taken on by North Somerset.
Tim.
Yeah, I feel that the speed bumps might be a bit excessive. You can reduce the speed limit down to 20, but people will still knock off other people's mirrors by driving carelessly at whatever speed.
Yeah, good observation.
The nature of Portishead now.
But then again, you was particularly object to the fact that this could go on the list, which, as David implies, could be years in coming to fruition or a decision. Yeah. Okay. 11B, update to the hedgehog signs for Avonway. I have no further update on that.
There's the email that
Would you like to read it to us? Pop your mic on. Yeah.
Okay, it's an email from North Somerset. Dear Steve, thank you for recently submitting a highway improvement request form requesting a minor scheme for hedgehog warning signage. Your request has been added to stage 1 long list with the reference number IT1585. Minor schemes will be considered on a rolling programme throughout the year. Unfortunately, this programme is well oversubscribed, so we are unable to inform you of when the works are likely to be implemented. However, officers will be in touch again when we have been able to consider your request and let you know the steps.
Thank you. David?
Grace, could we pass that on to the resident, because that email came to our clerk, and I can't see the resident was copied in. Thanks.
We've also Steve's asked us to get in touch with North Somerset to see if there's any way around this, if we could fund it, as it's a very minor scheme. If North Somerset can't prioritise it, perhaps we can find somebody to do it. So we're still waiting for a response.
Roger.
Sorry, I was going to say two things. First of all, I'm sure this is a 1st of April application, because as we all know, hedgehogs can't read signs. But on a more serious note, what I was going to say is, isn't this something that maybe we could look at funding ourselves? But you beat me on that one. So, and I think it's probably something that's quite appropriate for Portishead Town Council to look at whether or not we'd like to fund that. I don't know. Would we make a recommendation from this committee to fund it if North Somerset can't do it in a timely manner? Is that within our remit? Possibly it is. Do we call that placemaking? I'm not sure.
Grace will look into it. But I think that, would it meet our favour? Yeah. Quite happy about that.
Subject to know what the cost.
Yeah. I read in the paper actually only a few days ago that they've got extremely high frequency hearing. And so if vehicles are fitted with some warning, which wouldn't be perceived by us orally, the hedgehogs might then sort of not cross the road in front of vehicles because they would hear them coming. Yeah, right. Traffic survey, response from charge surveys in reference to their recent traffic survey at cab stand. Was there? I didn't spot it.
Do you want to read it again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So it's an email from Charge Surveys, who conducted the surveys at the bottom of Mill Road, Capstand. Thanks very much for the email. For the traffic surveys in the area, we have been in touch with the Streetworks team and North Somerset Council, but initially there had been a miscommunication where we had not contacted an NSC prior, as our internal records indicated that there wasn't a survey permit scheme in the area. Open bracket, since our last survey in the county straight region, the permit process has changed and they now require notification, close bracket. The surveys were carried out for another traffic survey company called KM Traffic Surveys, and our task was to record directional movements at a few junctions within Portishead. Please rest assured that no personal information was collected throughout the survey as well. No registration plates, etc. If you have any questions in the meantime, please let me know.
This is all to do with the recent survey up on Tower Farm, wasn't it? All
I
that.
think so. It's worth forwarding that on to Bob, who I think raised the issue. Bob, the ex-councillor, Bob.
Paul.
Oh, Bob Paul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I thought that had already been shared around.
Yes, Kate went out with the papers.
I thought it had been shared around outside of the papers for theirs. Because I've seen that before. And not in the papers for theirs.
Right.
So maybe Paul Gardner's seen it and shared it with Bob Bull, although you can always just send it to Bob Bull. But it looks like they didn't apply for a permit because they didn't know, they say they didn't know.
Anyway, what's done is done, of course. Right. Well, I can then inform you that the next meeting is quite late in May, 20th. Not really sure why it's the 20th.
It's a provisional date as well, so
Oh, right.
yeah, so to find next year's dates for meetings. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. David.
In that case, Grace, can you, for all the applications that have got dates for approval, by which North Somerset have to approve, which fall before our next meeting, just put a note online saying our committee can't assess it. Please, can you delay this?
Yep.
Thank you.
Good thinking. Okay, gang, then I will close the meeting. Thank you very much.